Hey everybody, Jay here. Just a reminder that we have the Beetlejuice merch for sale. I designed this for Jen's channel. It's Beetlejuice plus a goose. Beetlejuice, get it? So that's for sale. That's on her store. I've got it linked in the description. I may pin a comment. Feedback's been great. I appreciate all the kind words. And, if you haven't looked at it yet, check it out. Thanks. Hello. This is Dr. Badvibes. Thanks for joining me. If it's your first time here, or maybe your second time because of Harry, welcome. I hope you stick around, give a like, maybe a subscribe. Maybe you've heard me on other channels, such as RHR Jen, formerly known as Real Housewives Recaps. This is my channel. Usually I talk about dumb news and do live streams. You may notice as the video goes on, that's kind of the format, but if you care, give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoy hearing me talk about stupid stuff. And what's more stupid than the Duke of Suckass? So we're here to talk a little bit more about Harry and his book, Spare, which I was so graciously invited to enjoy against my will. Although it is if you read it as a comedy, it's pretty great. I didn't read the whole thing. I only picked up excerpts. But the reason we're bringing that up now, it's old news, but now it's back in the news because the paperback is on the way. And you may ask, it's okay, they're printing it again. What's the news? It gets weird, so let's get into it. So the news itself isn't the book coming back. It's the fact that it may point to a possible reconciliation among the family. So it's been reported by several outlets. This is what Fox News had to say. This came from True Royalty TV originally, and he's telling Fox that tensions remain high between the Duke of Suckass and the Prince of Wales, as their father, King Charles III, hopes to make peace. I mean, family is family. I would, despite all the nonsense, I would hate for all this to break up the family, but we may be past the point of no return. I don't know what he could do to undo some of the things that I'm going to get into. But the crux of this argument is basically that this is coming out on paperback and they're not adding anything new, which is kind of unusual. That's typically what they do to help sell the paperbacks. I'm no literary scholar, but hardcover is it's higher margin. And then to keep it going, they usually bring out the paperbacks, lower margin, but easier to get out there. They throw in something at the end, maybe an extra chapter or two, and then sometimes people buy it all over again. And that's where we are, although they're not adding anything. And so the reason we bring all of this up, it's coming back in October, and the publisher confirmed that the paperback will be unchanged from the original version. Like we were just saying, the new edition will have the same cover image as the hardcover, a newly designed package. What package are we talking about here? Is it going to be covered in mommy's cream? And the contents of the book are unchanged. So there's the cover and Harry looking oh so happy. So the reason this is all news, the unchanged memoir may indicate Prince Harry's interest in moving forward with a reconciliation with his estranged family, which began long before his memoir was released. And he was, this is from Harry. I don't want to tell anyone what to think of it, and that includes my family. Harry told People when the book was released, "This book and its truths are in many ways a continuation of my own mental health journey. It's a raw account of my life." It's like, no, dude, you said a bunch of crazy shit in print and nobody called you out, or filtered it out, rather. So just to summarize, recap, if you will, maybe I should take, now that the name's out there, I could be Real Dude Recaps. Not really. But several things were brought up in the book, things that were aired out publicly, like he claims he and William begged his father not to marry Camilla. He wrote in his book that his family basically didn't like Meghan Markle. Can't imagine why. And let's see. So Harry tried to set the tone, and then at some point he released a statement condemning tabloid coverage of his relationship, which he claims William grew furious, and that led to a violent altercation. So this part I did not know. The memoir was initially supposed to be double in size, but was edited down from its first draft. So this is what we got from cutting down what was left in that book. Because the stuff we got, like, he clearly had no filter, or at least not a filter that cared about him. Like he was even quoted saying the first draft was 800 pages. They got it down to 400.
It could have been 2 books, put it that way, and the hard bit was taking things out.
The hard bit may have been making things up, allegedly. He insisted the book is not about trying to
collapse the monarchy. This is about trying to save them from themselves.
Adding he knows he will
get crucified by numerous people saying that.
Well, you kind of messed up there, dude. So, let's keep going. I'll just keep doing the Harry voice. Harry told the owl that he genuinely wants his brother and father back in his life, but called on the royals to apologize for their treatment of his wife.
You know what you did, and now I know why you did it,
he said in the interview.
And you've been caught out, so just come clean, and then we could all move on.
That makes no sense. What little bit I know, I mean, it doesn't track. I assume this is part of that same statement in 2023. However, we're now in 2024. He's not looking at Meghan the same way from what I recall. He's not doing a good job of hiding it. You know, giving her very angry glares while cozying up and invading the personal space of the woman in Colombia that was on stage with them. This suddenly disappeared after that. Anyways, the gist of the article is they think he's trying to reconcile because he's not talking more shit. Okay, sure. There might be a little bit of truth to that, but let's go back. So we discussed this on Jen's channel, and I totally forgot about this. I had to bring it back, find the quote. This is the actual excerpt from the book. This is in the book. He wrote this. So he didn't talk any more garbage in his book, but the original stuff is still there, including him having some weird fantasy about calling in an airstrike on his dad. Like, I mean, I don't know what says I have daddy issues more than wanting to use military firepower against your father. So yeah, let's just read it. Let's read it from his point of view.
I had to get back to work. I was mid-control. Couldn't tell the typhoon to please hold on a moment. Yes, darling boy. Get back to work.
Sorry, I can't remember what Charles sounds like, so that'll do.
He drove off. As he went down the track, I told the typhoon, new target, gray Audi. Headed southeast from my position, down track, towards a big silver barn, oriented east-west. The typhoon tracked Pa, did a low pass straight over him, almost shattering the windows of his Audi, but ultimately spared him on my orders. It went on to blow a silver barn to smithereens.
All right, this is downright psychotic. So he fantasized about calling in an airstrike on his dad, and his power fantasy is that he saved his dad last minute because he had the power to call off the airstrike. All right, cool. So welcome back, son. You didn't write more stuff like this, so clearly you're rehabilitated. That's what Fox had, People, which is, I mean, it's a glorified tabloid, basically. It had a little bit more. There were some quotes. I mean, I question if these have not been planted by Harry himself to maybe test the waters to bring him back. I don't know. Maybe he wants out of the U.S., wants out of that marriage. That's on borrowed time, I believe, as well. But yeah, I mean, this right here, I'm going to read it in his voice because that's what it sounds like.
It would be a normal run of things to go and see your sister-in-law who's had a serious operation, and also your niece and nephews, but it isn't normal. It's terribly sad.
And that reads so strangely. It's almost like pointing the blame on the family, like, oh, they're all having trouble, but we won't let Harry come see them. It's all very, very odd. I don't know what the point of this statement or this speculation may be. It does feel like it's been planted. Again, that's just total speculation on my end. I don't know. I don't know anything. But it also fuels my speculation that it makes no sense. So that kind of leads me to believe it may have come straight from Harry. So I don't know. I mean, as insane as it is a sad story in the end. I mean, you got a family that's kind of torn apart, 2 brothers that aren't getting along. You know, if King Charles still not, you know, he went through a lot. I'm sure he's not doing, you know, 100%. It'd be nice if his son went to go see him. I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. And just thinking about this book again, It's just bringing back so much.
I cannot stop oscillating. I'm oscillating about doing another video on Harry's quotes from Spare.
Which I may do. I mean, he said some insane stuff in that book. I mean, it is in stuff that was said in that book is in print forever on paper. It's in history, whether we want it to be or not. So I think that's something to go look at next time. If you can think of anything nutty that you want to add, or what do you think about this? Do you think this is a legitimate desire to return to his family with or without his wife? I don't know. Sound off in the comments, and thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time.